Spare a thought for St. Peter. Feel his confusion. It's just a heartbeat ago that Jesus named him the Rock, the foundation stone for God's restored temple, and gave him the keys of the kingdom. His heart bursts with love and pride. He is to be the one who will march with his Lord to Jerusalem for the restoration of the kingdom and the freeing of the outcasts of Israel. No more Herod, no more empire, no more humiliation at the hands of tyrants and occupiers. The temple re-sanctified, and the Son of David, the Anointed One, lifted up in a golden age of justice. Vengeance for John and for all of us as we take the victory road. Suddenly Jesus is talking about suffering and death, capitulation to the temple authorities, and humiliation. No, what is this? Peter protests. It must never happen. And Jesus inexplicably says, "Get behind me, Satan." Spare a thought for Peter. His dreams in the dust. And now Jesus. It's not the first time he's heard this stuff. At his baptism, the heavens opened and the divine voice had acknowledged him as the beloved Son. And then afterwards, in the wilderness, the tempter's voice whispered, "Here is all the power in the world. It is within your reach." And now, here are the same words from the mouth of his friend, who has just called him Messiah. Listen to the temptation for yourself. Imagine how it would be to have all the power in the world and to be able to use it for justice, to be the restored good king, loved and revered, to renew the tribes, send the occupiers packing once and for all. You can be a king for this world, a good king. You can use the power you have to put everything right. So what is this crazy choice of death and horror? So Peter the Rock becomes Peter the stumbling block. His love and his human blindness, a cruel trip hazard on the way to the cross. For Jesus knows the way that he has chosen, and also that Peter will soon have to learn to look at the world as if it's been turned inside out. In his kingdom, the fulfillment of prophecy will not look the way Peter expects. The Son of Man is indeed the Anointed One, and he will pay the ultimate sacrificial price for the world and the people he has come to save. Peter has to wait a while and look into the abyss of death before he truly gets it. Now, we might spare a thought for ourselves, as Jesus tells us too, uncomfortably, that we are to follow him on the way to the cross, towards Jerusalem and beyond to Gethsemane. That's the road. When we choose that road, as Peter does, when we hear that call and respond to it, it's as if we step into a different reality. Jesus tells us that we have to lose our life to save it, and so we will never be comfortable again. With Peter, we yearn for a just world here and now. A quick fix would be very good. But we know the end of Peter's story, and we have the blessed hindsight of the resurrection. So when we hear that call and take that road, we know not only that our destination is the heavenly city, but that our blessing, our redemption, is through Jesus' choice made that day and repeated at Calvary.